Hi there, welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. We're here, we have sort of died again. Our mind has changed, as you can see here.
Standing around is kind of nice. Relaxing.
And standing around is kind of nice, relaxing. So we'll do that, continue to do that, and level up.
Yes.
We can level up. Yay! We can level up our onslaught. And we have a concentration increase, a cipher limit increase, a scan thoughts is also, I don't know. We have natural charisma. That was our focus. So let's see. Select one of the following options to spend your experience points. You can select each option once per tier. I think we want perhaps what do we want? Stat pools, edge, effort, ability or skill. I think what brings most at the start is ability or skill, right? Improving or picking a new skill or improving one of your abilities? I think I want a skill. So we can learn law machinery or law mystical. We're more of an explorer type, so we'll go for law machinery. And I think we should confirm that. It's probably totally not what we should do. So let's see, we could improve onslaught a bit. That would probably be good. On the other hand, extra effort. Spend more effort when performing tasks. No. Increase edge. Provides a bonus to all tasks and challenges. For each point of edge in that stat, you can use level 1 of effort at no stat pool cost. That would be good with intellect, I guess. As this is our specialized thing, and we want to use that as often as possible. Then we can increase stat pools by 2 points. We could improve intellect by 2 points. Makes a big difference. By the tasks per day we can do, but really I think edge makes more difference than that. So tough choice. I think we'll go for an edge in intellect. I think that's good. All tasks and challenges. Yeah, let's go for intellect. And now we've done that. Nice, we haven't gained health. So the world is still dangerous to us. We can close now. Let's leave the area. Let's return to the clock that sent us here. Hey there, clock. Casmine and Mimion. Yeah, the clock is working again. We should talk to them. You fixed the clock. I knew you could do it. I knew it. She shoots a triumphant smile at Nychthemeron. You must tell us what you saw. Who were those figures? Were they cast-offs? What did they say? Were you able to retrieve them? Patience, Kaz, Nychthemeron says. We must first congratulate our guest. He turns to you. Masterfully done, revered one. Performance worthy of your sire. He bows gravely to you. You are most welcome here. And we do have answers for your questions, revered one. That is, as soon as we hear the report of what you found. Report. Tell us. Kasmin says she's nearly breathless with excitement. Well, we don't have to tell them, but we will tell them. I mean, they've been so friendly and all. I met Kamos, Divyatiku, and Rion. Disappointment creases her face. I know these names. They are not new to us. They were favored servants of your creator, cast-offs who served him well indeed. Divyatiku brought the Order of Truth to Sega's Cliffs, but they betrayed their holy trust and disappeared. Yeah, I mean, we're like at heart a scientist, and people that mean well to us, we won't deceive them. He sighs. Nevertheless, we will honor our arrangement. You sought answers about who might repair the resonance chamber. We know that your sire built it with the aid of another cast-off still unknown to us. Perhaps one of your siblings might know where to find him or her. I know of only one other cast-off still in the city, the albino assassin McKenna. They call her the White Death. She wore a camouflaging cloak and brought destruction in her wake. The last I heard of her, she was in the underbelly. He restrains a shudder. Seek her, but be wary.
Making a note.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
How may I guide you?
And we can level up Calistig. Oh. She could definitely profit by more stat points, but also by an edge, right? Or more law. Oh, we cannot improve abilities or skills with her. Can increase edge or extra effort. We'll go for an edge in intellect.
None shall stop me now.
Our first and foremost concern, so all the edges we can get. Targeting eye. Nice. So, where to go next? Probably to the underbelly, right? But what can we still do here? That's the question. I think we should go to Beliazar. He was mentioned with the Order of Truth, and probably learn something from him. Beliazar, this thin, fidgeting Eon priest shoots furtive sidelong glances at the creature in the nearby cage while humming a nonchalant tune. When he sees that you're watching him, he flinches. Over the course of a few frantic breaths, shock becomes embarrassed anger, and he opens his mouth to shout at you. Scanthol's there must be a way, but how? They never leave it alone. Yes, what is it? What is so God's damn fascinating about me that you feel the need to stare? Well, you seem nervous. I'm not, Beliazar says, his eyes stealing to the caged creature again. Just don't like it when people sneak up on me. What do you know about the creature over there? What? Beliazar says, jumping. And he takes a breath and struggles to sound offhand. It's a Nychthemeron, I think, a biomechanical creature, an information gatherer, in fact. He seems to calm down as he warms to the topic. They're dangerous, though. You can only speak to them at night. During daylight, they'll attack without provocation. A living repository of knowledge, Calistig murmurs, watching the creature. I wonder what places it has seen, what it knows. Beliazar's eyes narrow suspiciously. You're planning something, aren't you? Beliazar weighs the intent of your words with narrowed eyes. Are you with the Order of Truth or just snooping? I'm just curious. Well, I'm not planning anything. I'm enjoying the fresh air. He snaps, eyes darting to the Nychthemeron. Calistig smirks. He's up to something, she whispers to you. It's his nature. We should go to the Order of Truth and ask Min what's going on here. Well, farewell. Let's go to the Order of Truth.
Yes,
pick up on that. Maybe he wants to do something foolish. See, we'll see.
Yes, now.
And we won't talk to Salimeri because, yeah. Is Quoro back? No, he's probably dead. Let's talk to Min. Min of Tanliang. Rubbing his temples with grease-stained fingers, the tall priest nods at you. I met an Eon priest named Beliasar. He's up to something in Circus Minor, but he wouldn't tell me what it was. Is he still there? Min seems genuinely surprised. I was hoping he'd given up. Run off and we'd never see him again. No, I don't really mean that. He coughs. Well, maybe a little. That boy has been obsessed with biomechanical monsters for as long as I've known him. And now a real one has fallen into his lap. He's trying to get himself a physical sample, I think. Tell you what, if you see him again, you can say that I sent you to give him a hand. That'll bring him round. And gods know he needs whatever help he can get. He's brilliant with the books. Shakes his head, but not much else. Also, Salimeri told me there's a Memovira spy in the Order of Truth. Yes, we think so, he says with an irritated glance at Salimeri, but not because we've seen people in dark cloaks creeping around. He lowers his voice, but not enough that the anger buried in it is completely hidden. We've lost dig sites to her thugs, maybe people too. We can't be sure because we never find any traces of them. He rubs his forehead with a stained hand. We'll catch the spy, he says, only a matter of time. Alright, farewell.
Yes, now.
Let's go back to Beliasar and see what we can do there. With or against him.
Fine.
Wealthy townsperson. Really? Let's leave the area.
Of course.
So there, Beliasar. How do you do? Engrossed in studying the caged creature out of the corner of his eye, Beliasar doesn't notice you've returned until a few seconds pass. He flinches and glares at you. Yes. What is it now? Min of Tanliang sent me. He said you needed my help. You? Beliasar recoils, his thin face a caricature of suspicious jealousy. Yes, I could use an ally. What I don't need is someone taking all the credit for my work. What do you expect to get out of this? Scanthal's support from the Order. This is a good sign. A very good sign. Knowledge. Knowledge is like what we desire, but we will get the knowledge. Perhaps only the pleasure, when we say the pleasure of helping a colleague. Beliasar rolls his eyes with aching scorn before actually looking at your face. He blinks rapidly like a startled rodent. You actually mean it? I apologize if I seemed impolite a moment ago. I've had my work stolen so many times. His eyes flicker fretfully over your expression one more time, and he licks his lips. All right. This is what I know. He glances around the plaza as if looking for spies, then beckons you to him. I have a device, he says in a hoarse whisper that can probably be heard from meters away. If someone can get close enough to affix it to the creature's cage, it will activate and teleport the Nychthemeron to the Reef of Fallen Worlds. He snickers and rubs his hands together, and then Scan thoughts. It's an insane plan, yet how else can I make a name for myself? Greatness demands risk. And then you'll study it? In a manner of speaking? Biomechanical organisms fascinate me, and Nychthemerons doubly so. I've never gotten to examine one up close, so... He lowers his voice. I want you to teleport the creature out of its cage, kill it, and bring me the memory organ. What? Why kill it? You want me to kill it for its brain? Isn't that murder? Please, Belia says, rolling his eyes so hard you're surprised you can't hear them squeaking in their sockets. It's a machine, it's not alive. It makes you feel better. Tell yourself you're deactivating a faulty device that will defend itself with lethal force. Oh, more and more interesting stuff. This sounds too easy. I just walk up, plant the device in the creature's cage and activate it? If it were that easy, I would do it, Beliasa says, but the creature's captors protect its cage, and, well, they've already caught me once, but they won't be watching for you. Beliasa rubs the back of his hand across his mouth. Tell them you wish to see the beast, and plant the device when they are not watching, and if you get caught, don't tell them I sent you. He lowers his voice to a horrified whisper. He said they'd lodge a complaint with the Order. Scan thoughts. There's also the part about killing it. She doesn't need to think about that yet. Oh my god, this madman wants to kill us. I think I don't want to help you to steal this creature. If you want to kill it. What? Oh, fine, fine, it says. I can handle this myself. Let me know if you change your mind. Ah, farewell. So they know. Maybe there's another way. Maybe there is. She hides in corners, hides in cracks. She speaks to the goods, and we won't listen. But we can speak to this guy. Looks like a sorcerer. Maybe talk to him first. El Ginto. In front of you is a wary traveler whose grim visage is mostly obscured by a pointy hat. Upon closer inspection, the lines on his face indicate he has seen much and has many tales to tell. Hello there, friend, he says. Here to see the Nychthemeron, my friend in the cage over there. Or are you just looking to spend a word or two? First, I'm looking for someone who can repair a complicated device. It must be in desperate shape if you're patrolling the circus talking to strangers, he says. Do you have a piece of the device? Might be that I can offer my opinion. Scans out a new device. Perhaps I could use it to improve the trap. Well... can you come look at the device? Kanadu would never forgive me if I left him alone. He says he might end up having to talk to someone. When that happens, he's in a mood for days. He rubs the back of his hand across his mouth. I take it that means you don't have it on you? I have this shard of crystal, but we want it back. He accepts the crystal shard with great care, turning it over and over in his cracked hands. In the silence, you catch a hint of wood smoke and notice that his eyes have turned slate grey. A living crystal, he mutters at last. Seeking a greater hold, still warm, maybe alive, maybe thinking. He hands the shard back to you with a touch of regret. Interesting piece of tech, but not one I know much about. Sorry, friend. Try asking around some more. Scan thoughts. Not a piece of tech I can use either. Ah, well. I have some questions about your Nychthemeron. He's far from mine, friend, El Ginto says with a raspy chuckle, as you'll likely see if I get too close to his cage. He tips his hat at you. Go on, ask your questions. Wait, you called the creature a he? Is it male? Could be female or genderless or many-gendered. Who can say? I have our friend imprisoned, and I feel better about that fact if I don't call him it. What is a Nychthemeron anyway? A biomechanical union of stubborn curiosity and frothing malice, he says. Who made them, no one can say, but they cannot be trusted or befriended, cross their paths or thwart their incomprehensible whims, and they'll kill you, if they can. How did you capture the creature? I suppose you could blame luck, he says. A little early to call it good or bad, though. I seek the sky as he begins the story. I was working on, well, call it a trap, in a valley through some nameless ruin. Kanadu was off hunting for dinner, and I work in a daze, always do when I'm concentrating. A smile flits across his face. Near sunset. The trap was still in pieces, and I heard Kanadu roaring my name. I turned just in time to see our guest bearing down on me. The creature's volley of molten energy cracked off the personal barrier I'd left active while building the trap. But I knew it couldn't hold. Then Kanadu leapt off the valley edge onto the Nychthemeron's back, bashing it with his hammer. It shrieked, and then night fell and the creature went still. I worked a touch frantically, I admit, to finish the trap. It hadn't been designed for our guest, but as you can see, he gestures at the creature, it worked. Scanthor's lucky it did. Gives me a lot of confidence for our trip back to Lorik, too. How did you get the creature into the city, though? It's gigantic. Fair question, he says, casting a lazy glance back at the cage, but a longer answer, and not as interesting as I'd like, so let's just say the trap is more collapsible than it appears. And what do you plan on doing with the Nychthemeron when you're done showing it off? We're likely to release it and run, as if every kind of demon in the world is after us. We're not trappers, see, we're explorers, and we're only in this to save up some coin for a journey across a long patch of ground. He rubs the back of his neck. Not that our motives make much difference to our guest. He'll want to boil our skins once we let him go, and I can't say I blame him. Scan thought we should do it at night, but even then I expect he'll try to kill us. That sounds interesting. So they are explorers as well. We want to help them. We want to experience them. I want to ask about something else. You're welcome to, he says. I'm in no hurry. I want to see the creature up close. Your curiosity does you credit, friend. It will only cost you 25 shins. That's too much. That's too much. I'm the only one in line. Well, never mind. We'll tell him about Beliazar. Maybe we'll get to see that thing. Because we don't like that he wanted to kill it. I mean, and they're explorers as well, so they deserve our honesty, our warning. A neon priest named Beliazar asked me to help him steal the Nychthemeron. Argento's frown reappears and deepens. I've met the man, he says, ill trace of easy humor gun, but the priests are power here. My partner and I are outsiders. I can't accuse the young man of anything without proof. If you want to help us, tell him you've changed your mind and bring his plans to us. Scanthorpe, I caught him fiddling with the cage. I wish I knew what he was trying to do. Yeah, that Beliazar. So, I think we'll do that, because that guy seems much more open than Beliazar. He wanted to maybe kill us by releasing that Nychthemeron upon us with, I mean, look at that. These hands don't look like they're meant for cuddling. Hey there, Belly. What is it now? I've changed my mind. I'd like you to help steal the Nychthemeron. So tell me, now, how does the teleportation device work? I'm not sure, Beliazar admits, mouth twisting. My former colleague found it within the rusted casing of a war machine. I say former because when he activated it, he disappeared. He found his remains spread across the reef, as if he was hurled at the ground with great force. He looks briefly nauseous at the memory. Now, you might be thinking the Nychthemeron will perish in the same manner, and it might, but I wouldn't count on it. The creature can float. Scan thoughts. Poor Kareth. Most of those test subjects didn't fare so well either. Oh god, this guy is a madman. Ooh, he deserves what we do to him here. Alright, give me the device and I'll see what I can do. Here it is, he says, handing it over and nervously licking his lips. Be very, very careful, I don't have another one. Yes, I gave you this small device to attach to the cage that holds the Nychthemeron. He promises that it will teleport the Nychthemeron to a place of his choosing, but it will not work on anything else. Oh my god. Don't drop it. Oh, we will drop it, you know. Good to see you again, friend. Here to visit our tentacled guest. I have proof now. Here, take a look. Elginto takes the device Beliazar gave you and examines it grimly. Young idiot, we caught him fiddling with a cage before, and I thought I'd scared him off. Apparently not. Sighs and pockets the device. I understand him better than I'd like. We build our lives on the kindling of our ambitions and hope for a bonfire before something blows it out. Elginto shakes his head. I made a study of the Nychthemeron during the journey here. If that little fool had only asked, I might have shared my findings with him. You still can. I mean, we still want him as a kind of a friend, even if we don't want to work with Beliazar, because that would be too dangerous. But maybe he can give us more knowledge about something. You still can. Let him learn from your experience. Hardly seems fair, he says, considering your words, but you're right. I'm not a young man, and it'd be good to know I helped someone along the path before I... Stops himself, then continues, before I left town. He reaches into his bags and hands you a bundle of well-worn notes. Then he glances over your shoulder. Trouble coming, friend. Beliazar is stomping toward you, and he looks furious. I trusted you, he shouts. Frustrated tears shimmer at the corners of his eyes, refusing to fall. Elginto steps back to a discreet distance, an expression of sadness crossing his face. You think you've won, he hisses. One tear escapes and streaks down his bony cheek. You think this is the first time I've ever been betrayed? Panting with rage, he jams a finger in your face. I'm going to tell the Order of Truth that you've betrayed an Eon Priest on a secret mission. Everyone is going to know you can't be trusted. Scan thoughts. This was my one opportunity. How can I rise beyond Acolyte now? We don't want to tear up the notes, so we'll give the Elginto's notes to Beliazar.
I think I'm ready to try something new.
You hold out the notes, and Beliazar snatches them from your hands. As his eyes widen, you explain how you got them. This is more than I expected to learn on my own, Beliazar whispers, flushing. All that time spent on subterfuge, and I could just have asked, thank you for everything, thank you. He shouts at Elginto. The seasoned explorer cringes and gives him a little wave. Beliazar hands you your reward, then wanders away, flipping through the pages. We've gained a psychic guard. Aha, an artifact. A brown ring, seamlessly woven with overlapping scales. The ring is warm to the touch, gently contracts when worn, leaves the wearer with a feeling of promise to a greater unity. Interesting. From the Selexi, what? Well, there we go. We have found out about the Nychthemeron. We'll have to ask Beliazar. Oh, we can level up Tibia. We can still talk to Kanadu to find out more about these guys. Maybe join them. So thank you for watching. We'll try all of that in the next episode. Happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel signing out.